Behind me is one of the best young players in the NBA. While he's been in the league since 2020, Anthony Edwards is still only 22 years old, and he's making a claim to be the best young player in the NBA, especially born here in America. A lot of the talent that's young, such as Luka or Wemby, are foreign-born. We're going to take a look at his Prism cards. I want to see. He's been hot this playoffs.
The defensive block with the left hand, I might add.
I want to see if that correlates in his prices. So we're going to take a look at his Prism and also his Silver Prism. In a PSA 10, this card is currently selling for $225. Now that is in May, after he's in the first round. He's now in the second round. And I'm curious, like in December, was it selling for this much? I'm assuming it's gone up because of his playoff performance and his push into the playoffs. So in a PSA 10, there are 3,329. It's definitely not a slow pop count. It's not crazy like 10,000, but it's still too high. And in a PSA 9, there's over 4,000. So overall, probably too many copies in a great grade. But if we scroll down, let's go back to a PSA 10. I want to see mainly what the chart is doing to see if play correlates into price. Now you can see 2 years ago, so he would have been a rookie in 2020. His product came out closer to 2021. And 2 years ago in May of 2022, this card was selling, about $180, $200. There was some peak prices of $250, but you can see here, this car was something close to $180. Then it just dropped. I mean, the Prism 10 just absolutely fell. This would have been the beginning of the NBA season of 2022. And it stayed flat most of the NBA season. NBA season would have ended. The playoffs would have been right about there. That little roller coaster, but for the most part, it's selling for between $50 and $100, around $75. We see a spike up going into this season, into the 2023-2024 season. We see a spike up in card.
He said, I don't see nobody. Okay, man.
It's kind of how his team played really well all year. It was a top 3 seed going into the playoffs. And you can see just recently what this card has done because of his playoff performance. It's starting to hit where it was just a couple years ago. Boom. So, I mean, playoff performance does matter. Being one of the young best players in the league does matter. If you're going to be a 22-year-old superstar, it seems like when your price is going to go up is when you're having postseason success. And Anthony Edwards has been a monster. I think he had 42 points last night in Game 1 versus the Denver Nuggets, and they upset the Denver Nuggets in Game 1. So here's a look at his Silver Prism. Now, again, what we just saw was the price spike just as of recently, last couple weeks. Just in round 1, the card didn't go crazy, but now he's in round 2. Now it's against Denver, the defending champs. Here it is in a Prism. In a Prism, it's also too high of pop count. This is supposed to be the rare silver card. There should be much less than 1,000 of these in a PSA 10, in my opinion. It's not all that rare if there's 1,500 in a PSA 10. And it reflects in the price. I mean, this card, by he's playing, this could be a couple $1,000 card, if not more, if this pop count was way more limited. But it's not more limited, and that's why we have this $1,000 price. Again, I'm going to assume that back in December, November, this card was not selling for near $1,000. What, $750? I'm sure it spiked up here in the past few weeks with the playoff performance. So 2 years ago, selling for $842. This was as of the NBA season started. Oh, I hate when that happens. The NBA season started. I'm going to go to here. Let's see. 2023, it would have started here. All right. So let's see. 2022 season would have started here, and it just fell in 2022 quite a bit. This is the Prism card, the silver, not the base, but the silver. And you can see that if we take a look at this season, and then more importantly, the last few weeks, it's starting to spike back up. So playoff performance does matter. Anthony Edwards might be winning our hearts and our collective minds on what's going to happen in the future of the NBA.
And I'm not saying who, Reg, but it looks kind of familiar. Say who, Jamal? What you talking about? I'm getting there, Reg. I'm getting there. You don't want to commit quite yet.
Ryan twists and turns, nothing but net.
Right now, again, just in the past couple weeks, I mean, if we take a look at March or April, this card is still down here, and we're looking at now it getting back to the close to $1,000 level where it sat just for a moment. Where do you think this card's going to go? I do think it's too high a pop count. If it was lower pop count, we'd see this thing skyrocket. But very curious to keep following, especially because he might make a playoff run. He might become, he could. It's not crazy to think he's Finals MVP. That's not that far out of the realm at the moment. They do have to get past Denver. I'm not saying they will get past Denver. Denver is defending champs. Joker's probably the best player in the NBA. Jamal Murray might be the second best player on the court in that series. So we'll see what Anthony Edwards does. If we take a look at recent sales of the 2020 Prism, you can get a box, which is how many packs? 12 packs, 12 cards per pack. It comes with 2 autos and 2 Prism cards, and it currently sold for just $1 or a penny under $1,200. So a box of this going for $1,200. Obviously, you get those 2 autographs. If you could pull the Prism of one of these star-studded rookie class between LaMelo Ball, Tyrese Maxey, and Anthony Edwards. There's a couple others in that class. You can see also over here, one sold for $1,600. There's a factory sealed hobby box, but this is first off the line, where this one is not first off the line, and this one sold for $1,600. If we keep scrolling down, we can find another box here. There's 2022 and 2022 Prisms. 2022 Prisms, there's 22 Prisms in the box. This is 2020-21 Panini Prism, and it sold for $1,100, went on May 1st, very recent sale. So if you want a chance at trying to rip some of this stuff in packs or boxes, you see, well, it's not exactly cheap.
Pope is over there, shot clock at 5. Edwards working, leaning, spinning, shot, sticks it, man. Timeout, Denver. He has been a flamethrower with an array of shots.
Look at his gem rate. All of his cards is gemrate.com. This is all of his graded cards. So in total, you see here, Anthony Edwards has about 110,000 cards graded. That's just in 4 years. He was a rookie in 2020. Kind of insane there's that many. Of that, almost half of them, 46% of the things sent in to grade from Anthony Edwards is grades a 10, a PSA 10. So you can see modern, that number usually hits right around 50%, I'm noticing. Is that almost half the cards of modern end up coming in a PSA 10. I'd say another 30, 40, almost 50% are a PSA 9. So if we take a look at his most graded cards of all time, unfortunately, it is that 2020 Prism card. About gem, there's 3,300, but in just total graded is over 8,000. Is this the silver 2022 Panini Prism? And there was this many, so I'm assuming it doesn't say silver anywhere, but I'm assuming this is the silver card here with about 4,700 graded. Just too many, and unfortunately, that's what we're continuing to see that number rise almost every year, which is a bit frustrating and a disappointment. If we take a look at Anthony Edwards' career, he's only been in the league 4 years, as you see. He's averaging close to 26 points per game this season. In his career, it's 23 points per game. This dude could end his career, that's a long ways from now, averaging well over 25 points per game, and there's not many NBA players that have done that. He was the first overall pick in 2020, and if we scroll down, it should have his, 2-time All-Star, and he was an all-rookie. He did not win Rookie of the Year. The last thing I just want to look at is in the playoffs, he seems to be superhuman. He's already an excellent player in the regular season. The playoffs, he's averaging 30 points a game, almost 6 rebounds and 4.5 assists in just 16 playoff games in his career, and what we're seeing is he had 42 last night, and I expect him to put up 30-plus points almost every night against Denver. That'll be interesting to see. What do you think about Anthony Edwards? I'm going to name 3 names. Comment below. Anthony Edwards, Luka, or Wemby. They all probably have rookie cards that are overproduced, but they seem to be really the young. I'm probably leaving a couple players out here, of course. You got OKC. You have some other great young players. But I'm going to say Anthony Edwards, Luka, or Wemby. If you could have, I don't know, a dozen of their different rookie cards, who are you going to take between those 3? They're all young. They're all amazingly talented. Who's going to have the better career? Comment below. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.
Everybody, one clap.
I'm going on a cruise, you know.
You going on a cruise?
Where you going? Yeah, I'm taking her on the cruise.
Where are you going to go? I mean, where are you visiting on the cruise?
Well, it's going to be on a boat.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do?
Going?
Where's the boat go?
Well, the boat's gonna be in the water.
What up, everybody? This is Robert Ory, a.k.a. Big Shot Bob, and you're watching Professional Sports Cars. Hey, by the way, go buy my rookie card.